now, if we narrow down the debate to the East African community, and we want to now see what is the reality, in the first place, we want to make two critical points. Point number one is when the coronavirus phenomenon started, the East African community, known as one of the most progressive in terms of internal trade and so on and so forth, was facing a number of challenges. You know, the summit, which is the topmost decision-making organ, has not met for a while. And this is where heads of government and your presidents meet. That body has not met for some time now. The meeting that was to be held in November last year did not happen. There was supposed to be a meeting sometime in March. It did not happen. So what is happening with your heads of state and heads of government? There are a number of challenges that have made this situation to be what it is. And therefore, these same challenges have made it difficult for your African leaders to respond to the coronavirus phenomenon in a collective manner. For example, there are border tensions that had really taken root. If you look at the tensions between Rwanda and Burundi, since Burundi went into conflict in 2015, there have been serious problems between those two countries. Uganda and Rwanda have had serious issues. And we know that the presidents, Museveni and Kagame, have tried a number of times to solve them. But they are persisting. They are persisting, and that's, you know, it's open. Everybody knows that these guys are having problems. Look at Kenya and Tanzania. Serious trade tensions between the two. They have done crazy things, you know, burning eggs, stopping each other's trucks from passing through their countries, you know, a lot of non-tariff barriers, and so on. So many problems. Kenya and Tanzania are guilty because they have not been encouraging trade as is envisaged in the East African Community Treaty. So all these tensions in the region, and, you know, just looking ahead, what is coming? We have elections coming in Burundi. We have elections coming in Tanzania. Yet we have all these tensions within the region. Burundi especially has a lot of serious internal problems, even as we speak. The violence that broke out in 2015 has not been stopped. It is still going on. And it's one of the key problems we are seeing now. So if you look at the East African community, your guess is as good as mine. It has been rather difficult for presidents, the Council of Ministers, which is the most powerful organ in the East African community, to make collective decisions. So now, what is the result of that? The result of that is that there are serious problems. It's becoming very difficult to manage cargo, transport around the region. There's a lot of suspicion. The Ugandans suspect that Kenyan truck drivers are taking coronavirus to their country. Kenya probably has the same fears. Just recently, we saw that there are complaints around business people from Tanzania operating in Nairobi, if you know, Kikomba area, where they sell a lot of second-hand clothes. Some of the border points, there was some news around Taveta-Holili border. Again, the same issues. Citizens are beginning to suspect each other. They are saying, look, these guys are coming from across the border. We don't know what they're doing here. It is possible that they are infected and they're likely to infect us. So you now begin to see the kind of problems that are there. And this program is aimed at helping you to understand those problems and therefore push your governments to find solutions, push your governments to act as one. For example, why is it that the heads of state, the presidents, the summit cannot have a virtual meeting? For example, we know that the East African Legislative Assembly has actually had a virtual meeting. Why is it so difficult for heads of state to have a virtual meeting? That means the problem is not them coming together. They are actually unable to because of the tensions that we have spoken about. What will this do? It will continue to undermine any joint efforts to fight the coronavirus. That is what it amounts to. Look, the EAC has certain infrastructure. It's not being used. We know there is a master plan around dealing with epidemics, but no one talks about it. The ministers for health in their sectoral council meeting never really put emphasis on implementing that strategy. So what is it for? What is the master plan for? Why do we have plans that we don't want to implement? So the other thing you must do, talk to your government. Some of these plans are there, they exist. They only need to be implemented so that then these countries can act as one. So really the gist of the matter here is we need to see regional integration working, not just statements on paper for the future. We need to see regional integration working even as we build towards the African Economic Community. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our program for today. If you like this program, if you like the content, get in touch with us. We will provide you with our contacts and email addresses and other ways of contacting us. Speak to us. Help us build this program so that it helps you. Africa's integration is here to stay, and it is up to you to make sure that the leaders don't go off course. Thank you.